All right, let's get into your part two. So I saved the date. I saved the page for you. I'm going to be reading the full from Secrets of the Ancestors. The book looks like this. If you hop on eBay, you can actually buy the books as opposed to the cards, but it's nice to have the cards. Welcome to your second video. Thanks for vibing with me, Libras. Thanks for sticking to Libra Light for all these years. I'm actually amazed you're still here. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome back to the channel. We have the card of 0. Okay, so the Fool energy is starting back at 1. It does release you from a lot of things, especially if you're willing to release as well. The video yesterday was about gratitude. If you remember those pointed cards, we had a tree and I believe the water was spilling out of the moon, if you caught that. But it points us now to the Fool energy. The reading prior this morning had a lot of invitations to the sun. I feel like there's going to be a lot of family engagements and points that are very sincere. Okay, it's not you alone anymore. It's a bigger picture. So we have the Fool card here. Let's read it. This is your moment to make a fresh start. This is your moment to make a fresh start, I should say. Anything can happen at this point. You are being called inward to infinite opportunities. Will you rise to the call? Pack lightly and just go for it. Say yes. Leave behind the unnecessary. Ignore the judgments of others. You are leaping into a new phase. I also love how they say in the book, ignore the judgments of others. It's not going to matter in 30 years, basically. Boo Boo the Fool showing up in the Fool card is to remind you of your unlimited potential as a person and the power of taking small risks. This ancestor which walks with you, and in that Fool card, it's all about spriteful leaps, and I'll show you guys in a future video what that card looks like. Super beautiful. We are all in a bit of a harsh time. Walking off the cliff is trusting that we know ourselves and that we will reappear. I love that part. It's gonna get me. All right, Boo Boo the Fool is depicted in a colorful, tattered clothing. Yeah, that's how he looks in that card. In the kingdom of Segu, now in Mali. The ancestral medicine to this card is a gentle reminder not only to take yourself, sometimes just very lightly, be playful, try approaching life with curiosity, and instead enjoy the expectations. So enjoy any expectation, whether it's bad or good, have a lighthearted attitude. Life is so short. It also says here, it's associated to the Fool card in tarot correspondence. The declaration that you can say today, or the affirmation, is, I trust that I am unconditionally loved and supported. So 3 of Cups, which is relating to our previous readings this week alone. I mean, that card just ties there. It says Suit of Asse. If you've ever heard people say Asse, it's the Fool card. Okay, so I'm going to bookmark it in case I have to look up any other cards, because they give a different feeling to traditional 78 card tarot. It's a very different look at it. And I've been asked about that book too when I was going to my third eye class. A couple people wanted the title of that. So let's get started, and I'm going to do some grifting here for some of you in this part too. I had a splitter, and I'm just going to show you my split. It's the World card. Okay, so earlier when I was doing, pre-sit down, I light my candles, I draw a lot of cards for you guys. I begin to film about 20 minutes later because I already know what the flavor is going into it. I know if it's going to be a sad reading or I know if it's going to be joyful. And we have the World, which is indeed a closure. These closures are happening because the full moon in Capricorn is in our 4th house. As Libra sun, moons, and risings, we have a closure department where the ticker tape is going down, okay? We also have an Emperor next in shuffle. I just want to show you what I had, which is Aries energy, and then the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So you could be fighting some of those traditional views. You could also be fighting over what is accepted in the family as very, very traditional, which is about marriage. It's about higher contracts. And you could not be that place in your life too, and that's fine, because what we do on this channel is we find solutions to those and in the best way deal with it on an everyday basis. So we also have the Sun, which was in your previous reading, and Hermit. These have been big factors in readings during this time. And also if you watch close mainstream, and I'm talking about the mainstream, like they're almost at 1 million views. I would say Minnow Pond is one of them. Ali's Tarot is another. They're pulling these cards because the major arcana matters in this season, which is the sun, unhermiting ourselves. Maybe the journey could be ending for many of us, being a hermit, and it's time for exposure because the sun is about exposure, and it's here beautifully golden. I'm going to put it in the little lamp here in the room because it's exposing the fact that you are also the Empress, which is Taurus and Libra energy. We do have a little more Taurus here. It's about your spirituality. You're a gift giver and you have something to provide the world. Even if it's on an everyday, I go to work, I don't really light work type of deal, but you do light work with whoever you walk with, okay? So you definitely are serving the collective with your spirit and also what you have to offer. I'm going to get a quick shuffle here. I'm just going to bring the deck down a little bit and then I'll shuffle the other half. Whoop, we have a surprise. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Swords. So if somebody wants to say that betrayal is now over for them, that could be you or that could be your person of interest. It also talks about Ten of Swords is about a betrayal that we're actively dealing with, or we feel there's been betrayal from past friends or someone here that we trusted. I think somebody knows linked to you that you've gone on this journey because of them. Ten of Swords popping out. As you could see, it wanted to like scream out of the deck. What else is going on for Libra? Let's look at some positive things happening in the future. We have the Three of Cups, of course, gatherings. The Three of Cups from this deck is also that they have halos around them. You could be invited by people that are alike to you. People in your family that maybe you even have a soul contract with, or they walk with you because they're very similar. The Three of Cups is super joyous and it has a lot of celebration to it. Let's examine the card because we have the Three of Cups quite a bit in readings. It's been all over the place, whether it be reversed or upright. The Three of Cups talks about those family engagements. You could be invited to something. There could be a gathering between you and somebody special, or this is romantic for a lot of you. Let's clarify that live. What's the Three of Cups? Three of Cups coming up. What does that mean in terms of social invitations? We have the Page of Cups. Somebody owes you an apology perhaps, or they feel like they want to meet with you and squash something is also what I'm getting. This could be mirrored back to you as an energy that you're dealing with coming up. I feel that is like you're dealing with residual energy that has needed a closure. The Page of Cups is someone who's inviting. The card is a young person. And so youthfully, when you see the Page of Cups, yes, it could be an apology, but it's also about stressing we can see eye to eye. I have an imagination or even a solution to this. And so I think they're coming in Cups energy. It's really watery with the Three of Cups. Could be inviting you to be a part of a family engagement where you've been possibly absent from in a long time. Okay, they need your presence. We also have the Ace of Wands. I definitely feel like that was a message. We have romantic feelings, which is a spark of passion between you and another. Doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it's showing up as a new beginning. Some of you are being brought together with an equal person that's not going to discriminate you in a relationship. They're going to think of your feelings in that Ace of Wands, and they're also going to honor you too. We do have the Hierophant, which has been here. So we see Hierophant energy. What else is going on? The Emperor. Yeah, Hierophant and the Emperor. Two very busy guys in the tarot. But they also are stand-up, okay? One is very spiritual. One is the father of the tarot and very much a boss figure. So it could be coming from somebody who wants commitment as well. Who wants commitment very soon. What's the Three of Cups, please? Thank you. One more card from this deck, and I love it too. This is one of my newer ones. We have the Wheel of Fortune, okay, so that's the Wheel of Fortune from this deck. Gorgeous. We have the Four of Wands. Yeah, definitely commitments, engagements. It's time for celebration. Popping the bottle on something. You could be accomplishing a very long intended task too. It's coming to a culmination. Could be a project at work. Some of you could be stepping into a promotion or a surprise promotion at that. Wheel of Fortune is happening in due time. This is in your favor, remember, so it's due to divine timing. Your angels have scheduled this as well. And many of you might not have physical rewards coming in yet, but the energy is lighter. and it's going to serve in its highest purpose if you have a good attitude towards it too, and willing to keep your arms open even during difficult times during your day. It says here that there's celebrations that are coming, which you'll let your hair down, and it's going to take the stress off for a bit of time. I think that's family engagements for a lot of you. Like the Four of Wands comes in as, it's a very personal time. We have Nine of Cups about contentedness, happiness. It's also one of the self-fulfillment cards of reaping rewards and living in your 9 cups. Not necessarily being too content, because we can become complacent after the 9 of Cups, but you find joy in these moments. I think that's what it's showing me, is you find joy in those simple engagements with the Four of Wands. I also think it's talking about a relationship that's looming. A lot of you that are experiencing new love, because the Ace of Wands is coming out that way, it's definitely romantic for me. It's showing up as this is going to be the relationship with a lot of exponential growth, meaning that you do work on your hermit, and you also turn the time here with a person who's more experienced for you. I feel like more of a hug, maybe more sincere from this person, and it's showing up with the Three of Cups as well, which were all in the previous readings. It was a different deck. So the Three of Cups is here as someone that you're in sync with in the current timeline. They've been put in your life for a reason, and also your contentedness is showing because you've made a choice. Now, the choice would technically be the Lover's card. It was here in the past. I do think that you have learned to grow on your own. You've facilitated this growth by just being smart, honestly. And so that has been your saving grace. Let's look at one more card here. I want to look at the World because it's showing up way too much. What is the World card for today? What are we closing out going into that possible? It's talking about the full moon in Capricorn. Seven of Wands. Okay, releasing things of the past, being too guarded, being too alone, maybe even, because as you see, he's fighting alone in the Seven of Wands. Overprotection for some of us. And I think here you can hermit too long. There's a truth in that. So being unguarded with fire energy. He's being very protective in this card, and he's a standalone character, but it's time to release that overguardedness that maybe Libras are doing. And some of you are not guilty of this, but some of us are. And we have also the Two of Wands, which is about setting the opportunity ahead of us. Traditionally, the World is in this card, and he's looking at it almost in an obsessive way. But in the Two of Wands, he's waiting for something to come, and it's an absolute, maybe it's an absolute time for that. It's time to stress that the change has to happen now, whether it be by our hand or someone is actually helping us. If you don't have new love, obviously it's been done by you. Okay, so we're waiting for those opportunities to come in the Two of Wands. It's also opportunities and decisions. And I feel like it rounds it out with the Three of Cups. It's about connections to other people that can help you flourish. I think it's important for social interaction coming up because it's about people who can help you on your journey, as well as you giving them a little bit of your flavor too. There's going to be a lot of this collaboration that you guys see, even universally with companies. I also feel like people collaborating on the same platform will be something that you see. Even in the tarot world, you're going to see maybe oracle readers pair up with a tarot reader, or you're going to see a lot of those relationships that technically you wouldn't know that they could work together, but they will. And that's the convergence that ends this reading. So beautiful. Three of Cups, Two of Wands, unguarding ourselves here because maybe we've been a hermit too long in the Seven of Wands. I'm not sure why this was the message, but I do feel like it was the one that was meant to come out. Thank you so much for your time, your efforts, your light working. I will also have a special reading, I think, in the afternoon. I got to return because I feel like the story is not over, to the Empress, Five of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Star card. We will leave it at this. Next energy coming up in your next video.